Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Chris.
And I'm Eric.
And today we're looking at the brand new God of War 3 trailer, it's called Vengeance, I guess. We're going to see a lot of brand new footage in here, a lot of hints at stuff that is going to be happening in the game. And but first, before we get into that, we want to skip back here to the beginning to the ESRB warning, because it is important to note that this game contains plenty of blood and gore and intense violence.
And it also has some nudity and strong sexual content.
Yeah, we're trying to debate here what the difference between nudity and strong sexual content is, but we'll see that when it happens. Let's skip ahead to the good stuff in the trailer here. So we're looking at the Blades of Chaos, or Athena's Blades, or whatever he's using in this game come by. We've seen a couple of these shots here before, like this one's from the demo that most people have played. But this scene coming up here is interesting in that it shows a big rock dude that you fight through some foreign coverage for the game, Famitsu or whatever it was. They're said to be very slow, but very, very strong. And these dudes actually carry the hammer that Kratos has right there. It's unknown whether you can actually use this hammer as a weapon that you can switch through the game, or if this is one of those sort of finishing moves like the little dudes from God of War 2 where you could take their axe and finish them off and then just kind of leave the weapon behind. Continuing on here with the trailer, it's pretty apparent that Kratos is once again pretty pissed off. Here's a, going back here for a second, this is a shot of the Icarus ascent, where it kind of speeds up gameplay so you get higher up in Mount Olympus. And then right here is an interesting thing where Kratos has in his possession the Blade of Olympus, which if you played God of War 2, spoilers, near the beginning Zeus stabs Kratos and kills him with the Blade of Olympus, and then at the end he kind of comes back in time, or he does some, Marty McFly stuff and comes back and then takes out Zeus with the same blade. So he has it again here, which is kind of an interesting deal. Moving on here at the trailer, there's the Cestus. We've seen that before. Here's kind of a cool move where Kratos grapples a rock that he's thrown. I mean, this is just going to be kind of a little cinematic view that happens here, but it is kind of, the standard God of War, big epic move, which is kind of cool. And then here is Hades. So we've seen him in screenshots before. We haven't yet seen him in motion. He's the Lord of the Underworld. Basically, he's Lucifer in Greek mythology. And what's cool about this scene here is that you can see what he attacks with, which looks a lot like Kratos' blades, but it looks like he's got two of them kind of on top of each other here, if I can get here a frame. But yeah, so yeah, there you go. There's a good shot of both of them together, apparently cutting off Kratos' head as we speak. So that fight should be pretty cool. Continuing on here, you see Kratos falling through some rubble, some cities falling apart, obviously his doing. And then what I think is interesting about these doors is if you look closely, you see a bunch of what looks like tormented souls on them. They look like they're in pain, have been imprisoned or whatever. So this could be some sort of gateway out of or into Hades or something to that effect. I think it's going to be kind of cool. And then if I go forward a little bit here, just as a small note, in case you were wondering, you can see a save spot ahead of you. So yes, the save system in God of War 3 looks exactly like the last two.
And as we move on to some of this footage up ahead here, you can see, if you just pause it right there, a lot of the tormented souls details show up periodically throughout this trailer. If you look closely here, you can kind of see some arms reaching out that are chained to this bridge in the back right here.
Yeah, and plenty of blood, which is always a good thing. And then going back here, you see it looks like a standard rock formation of some sort, and you can see a grapple point at the top there. But you see plenty of chains in the background here, which we're going to see again here later on in the trailer. Continuing on here, Kratos is beating somebody to death. This looks like it's the same scene that we saw earlier before, where Kratos used the catapult and grappled onto a rock. No idea who he's killing at this point, but I'm sure it's not good for him. Here's a very important part of this trailer. This almost inarguably is Zeus. I mean, it could be somebody else, but I mean, really, it looks like Zeus.
It has to be Zeus. He actually, if you look closely, he's got kind of like a lightning power on Kratos' face here, which we all know that is, perfect Zeus.
And then if you look at the environment, you see that it's very detailed. A lot of the other environments you see in the game are rocks with lava or things that are falling apart. Here, it looks like the environment's in pristine condition, lots of gold trim, lots of intricate artwork. This seems to me like it has to be the Temple of Olympus, which is kind of where Kratos wound up at the end of the first game, and all the gods live and all that sort of thing. So this may be late in the game. Spoilers,
or it could be very beginning in the game.
Or it could be kind of near the beginning. This could be a flashback. Who knows what's going on? So interesting bit of detail there, though. Here we see, going back a little bit, Titan climbing up Mount Olympus. Kratos swinging through a city of some sort. It's hard to tell what they are. A lot
Quick
of
little gameplay.
Yeah, quick little swinging element here. He's dodging rocks here, nothing crazy. That looks like an Icarus Ascent sequence, but he might not have his wings there. Or, we're still not sure what's going on there.
Climbing.
Exactly. And then here's killing some dudes. Here's the kind of interesting part is you see, this is what I was talking about before.
These are the same chains from that last scene.
Yeah, so you see the chains in the background with the rocks, and Kratos is falling, and then it looks to us like this is a cut, not edited for the trailer, but a cut straight in the game. So you see he's falling off there, which means that given where the Titan that he's clearly falling from would be, that this rock formation back here, I'm just going to go the other way, is part of whatever Titan this is. Being that it has chains, and you can see the wristband there, and you can see some chains coming off his arms. I'm led to believe this is probably Atlas, who at the end of Chains of Olympus, Kratos kind of fixed to the pillar that holds the earth, pillar that holds the world.
And if we had him on file, one of the crazy parts is you can actually see his fingerprints here. That's the level of detail going into this game. So if anyone has Atlas's fingerprints, we could check them against these ones.
Yeah. And then the last bit that this trailer ends with is this cool, it's called the Leviathan. It's basically a giant water horse with crab legs and stuff. And he's trying to stab Kratos. And it kind of pans out. You can see the crazy scale in this game. This is Gaia right here, who Kratos was on at the end of God of War 2. They're climbing up Mount Olympus. I'm going to guess that this is kind of near the beginning of the game, but who knows. And then continuing on here, we can watch Kratos fight it. Greg has seen this part and actually played it and said that you are playing this entire time. So as the camera panned back, you're playing the entire sequence. And that's the end of the trailer. There's the logo. Very crazy stuff. Very well produced trailer. Lots of little tidbits inside. PlayStation only does everything, including Rage and Vengeance. So there you go. There's our look at the brand new God of War 3 trailer, Vengeance. I'm Chris.
And I'm Eric.
And we will see you guys soon for the review. The game is out on March 16th, so stick around for more coverage on God of War 3 very soon on IGN.com.